The story you're about to hear is based on true accounts. Details have been changed to protect identities and to enhance storytelling. Something was still down there. When we were kids, there was a place that we were never supposed to go. It sat just outside of town, a dry riverbed that cut through the land like a scar. During the day, it didn't look like much, just cracked earth, scattered rocks, and patches of dead brush that never seemed to grow back. But at night, it felt different, like the ground itself remembered something. People in town didn't talk about it directly, not in a serious way. They'd laugh it off, say things like, "Kids shouldn't be wandering down there." But every now and then, someone would say something a little too specific about hearing voices, yelling, not just echoes, not just wind, actual voices, angry, panicked, like something was happening, just out of sight. There were other stories too, about people going down there at night, doing things that they shouldn't have been doing. Rituals, animal sacrifices. People claim they found things out there in the morning. Bones, symbols carved into the dirt. But no one ever stayed long enough to prove it. Then there were the older stories, the ones people didn't like repeating. About children, sick children, from a long time ago, back when typhoid had spread through the area. Families losing kids faster than they could bury them. Some said they were buried near the riverbed. Others said they never really left. We grew up hearing all of it. So naturally, we wanted to see it for ourselves. There was 3 of us. We must have been around 13. Old enough to feel brave, young enough to not understand what it really meant. One night we decided to go. 2 a.m. That was important to us, because that's when things were supposed to happen. We told ourselves we were just going to check it out, stay for a few minutes, prove it was nothing. The walk there felt longer than usual. The town behind us went quiet, really fast. And the closer we got, the quieter everything became. No wind, no insects, just stillness, like the world almost had paused. When we reached the edge of the riverbed, we stopped, looked down into it, and it felt deeper than it should have, like the darkness pulled there. We climbed down anyway. The ground was uneven, dry. Every step sounded louder than it should have. We spread out a little, flashlights cutting through the dark, calling out quietly at first, then louder. Nothing answered. We stayed for about 30, maybe 35 minutes, walking, looking, waiting. But nothing happened. No voices, no movement, just silence. Eventually, one of us said it. We were all thinking it. This is stupid. And we all agreed. We turned around, started to head back home, climbing out the same way we came in. That's when we saw it. At the top of the riverbed, standing just beyond the edge of the bank, a figure. At first, it looked like a person, but something about it wasn't right. It didn't move. It didn't react. It just stood there. It stood there dark against the darker sky. Then we noticed what it was holding. A long shape, resting against its side, too long to be a normal rifle. The end of it round at the muzzle, like something older, something you'd only see in historical pictures. A musket. None of us said it out loud, but we all thought the same thing. Then we saw the rest of it, the outline of its clothes. Not modern, layered, structured, almost like a uniform from another time. Something old, Civil War old. It stood there, completely still, but it didn't feel empty. It felt aware, like it was watching us, not aggressively, just watching. And for a moment, I felt like we were not supposed to be there. It almost felt like we had walked into something, almost like it had nothing to do with us. None of us moved. None of us spoke. We just stood there, frozen, looking at it. And then, without saying anything, we ran. All three of us, not screaming, not yelling, just running. We didn't stop until we were back in town, under the streetlights, where things felt normal again. None of us talked about it that night. Not right away, anyway. But the next day, we did. Carefully, making sure we all saw the same thing. And we did. Every detail matched. The figure, the weapon, the way it stood. That's when we started looking into it, as much as we could. Old records, stories, anything about the area. And that's when we found something. Years ago, that riverbed had been used as a hiding place. A place where people on the run would disappear for a while. One name came up more than once. The infamous Jesse James. They said he passed through that area, used the terrain to stay hidden. And if that was true, then people would have been looking for him. Soldiers, men sent to track him down. And not all of them would have made it back. Some could have died out there. Lost, forgotten, left in that same stretch of land. The more we read, the more it made sense. But it didn't make it easier. Because from everything that we read, that can only mean one thing. What we saw wasn't just something our minds created. It wasn't anxiety. It had a reason to be there. And maybe it still was. Even now, when I think about that night, about how quiet it got, how the riverbed felt like it was holding something in, and how that figure didn't move, how it didn't react, like it had been standing there long before we had arrived, and would still be there long after we left, waiting, watching, not for us, but for something else, something it could never find and never found. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe for more weekly videos.